It's just awfully good that someone with the temperament of Donald Trump is not in charge of the law in our country.
Yeah, because you'd be in jail.
Secretary Clinton.
A classic moment there for the 2016 debates. Then candidate Trump blew everyone away with his debate performance. First in the primaries and then in the general election against Hillary Clinton. And during that cycle, Trump had the element of surprise there. No one knew what he was going to do. Well, this time, analysts are predicting a different scenario. Look at this. Politico writing, quote, Trump, not Biden, is being underestimated going into the debate. The article pointing to his breakthrough performance in 2016. So how will things unfold tonight? Joining us now is Rory McShane, Republican strategist, and William McGinley, principal of the Vogel Group and former Trump White House cabinet secretary. Good to see both of you here. A lot to talk about and a lot to unpack going into tonight. How will it look different? William, I'll start with you on this because the Politico article that we're talking about hails Trump's 2016 performance, but also points out that, quote, the matchup with Biden will be much different. Trump is an unpopular incumbent with a record to defend. He no longer has a clear message as he did in 2016. Biden has the benefit of 4 extra years to study Trump. So, William, does President Trump have a bigger challenge this time around? What are your thoughts?
Look, I think that the debate for both sides is going to be a big challenge. Number one, the pandemic has prevented the traditional campaigning and give and take with the national press that you typically see in these types of matters. And this debate is going to take on outsized importance in this election. Do I think that the Biden campaign has had 4 years to study the president? Yes, but let's not forget Vice President Biden has 47 years in Washington where he's flip-flopped on a lot of issues. He's made a lot of mistakes, and I think it was Secretary Gates, who was the former defense secretary, said that in foreign policy, Joe Biden's been on the wrong side of every issue. So I think this is going to be the first opportunity for President Biden to contrast not only his record of success with the Biden-Obama legacy and Joe Biden's history in the Senate, but it's also going to be an opportunity for the voters to weigh both of them one-on-one. And I think the president's got a good shot at coming out on top and changing the course of the campaign tonight.
Rory, who has the biggest challenge tonight? Would you say Biden or President Trump, and why?
I think they have distinctly different challenges. Joe Biden's challenge is to explain how after 47 years in Washington, he hasn't changed the things that he now says need to be changed. The challenge President Trump, quite frankly, has is the expectations on Joe Biden are so low that if Biden puts together a full, complete sentence in English, the mainstream media will call him the greatest debater since Socrates. So President Trump's objective is to not let Biden off easy and not let him skate, and the mainstream media is going to do everything they can to call him the victor. I'm surprised they haven't already.
William, I'll come to you on this one. The topics tonight is going to be COVID, race relations and violence, the economy, the records, Supreme Court, election integrity, also the economy as well. Which one do you think is going to take precedent? From what I understand, they're going to go in 15-minute increments for each discussion. But as you can imagine, these debates, sometimes they extend. I wonder which category they'll go hard at each other in the paint, if you will.
Oh, I think it's going to be the virus and the economy are going to be the two dominant topics that they're going to discuss tonight. But let's also not forget that they don't get opening statements. So they're immediately going to go into the question and answer portion of this debate. And for 90 minutes, there's going to be no commercial breaks. That means both candidates are not only going to have to be on their game, providing concise answers and contrasting themselves with their opponent, but this is also going to be a test of stamina. Debate starts at 9 p.m. Eastern time, ends 10:30, and we're going to see how they hold up under the questioning of Chris Wallace.
Rory, it's been talked about that Joe Biden has been calling a lid for the past few days here that we've seen some 11 times, I believe, in the month of September, preparing for this debate. It's said that President Trump says he's not going to over-prepare for this. We know that he's used Chris Christie, former governor of New Jersey, also former mayor of New York City, Rudy Giuliani as well, to prepare for this. But he says he's not going to over-prepare. Is that the right strategy for President Trump? As we know, he's an off-the-cuff kind of guy.
Well, I think it is. I don't think that you win a debate in American politics anymore because you can recite the right decimal point at which the federal tax rate moves up. I think that Joe Biden trying to foolishly memorize a ton of facts and figures to oppress the American people, one, doesn't give him an advantage over Trump because people vote for President Trump because he's a strong leader, not because he's the facts and figures guy. And quite frankly, given his aptitude expressed so far on the campaign trail, I think that Joe Biden is placing himself in a position where he's going to probably and quite possibly recite some data wrong and cause himself to trip up.
William, who comes out on top tonight?
President Trump. It's going to be a hard-fought debate, but I think that the president's going to prevail. And this is going to be must-see TV this evening.
Rory, your thoughts. Who comes out on top?
President Trump as well. I love the fact that I get to use this in a news interview. Go hard in the paint, as you said. I think that he can communicate better with the American people, and I think debates in today's day and age are not so much about beating your opponent as they are who can look into the camera and speak to 330 million Americans. And I think that has and will continue to be the president.
Less than 12 hours away from it. Rory McShane, William McGinley, good to see you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Well, anyone who thinks mail-in ballots are foolproof, think again. Yet another case of what could easily be voter fraud. Wait till you hear what happened in Virginia. Stick around. National Report returns after this.